All right, we got here a 2019 Kia Forte. The shop put an engine in it, and now code's coming on. Customer even left me a scanner so I could look up the code. Only has 35,000 miles on it. Wow. As they say, oh wow, it's already been scanning. Got to turn the car on to get that. Okay. Might have to redo it. As I see on these cars, there's two types of oil changes. There's like the one every 5,000 miles, and there's the lease special, which you do it like once at the end of the lease, you know, and includes a motor and whatever else you need. All right, 2019, I pulled it up. Let's just do a full scan. We'll take it from there. Yeah, it's just a smart scan. See what we got. We got one code in the ECM. Okay, good. So at least we're not chasing a ghost. All right, so we got one code in the engine. It's actually a history code, but this is the code we're talking about, P0017. It says crankshaft position, camshaft position, correlation, bank 1, sensor B. That's the exhaust side. Now, that's good news because the exhaust side on this, the VVT solenoid, is a regular oil control solenoid. So easy to replace, easy to test. The other side is the electronic actuator, which gets more complicated and is built into the actual camshaft, so you can't really just swap it out. All right, so we'll start from here. Let's just see some live data. Let's just start the car. What the hell, we'll just select all these. Alright, so now let's graph it. So this is the intake right here. This is the exhaust. This is a set point. I guess it should be at 114. And the exhaust, we're at 101. Now the intake, we're dead on. The set point and what we're actually on. We're not dead on, but 625 to 250 is good enough. And it's not trying to control it. So we see right here that this exhaust camshaft is off. Now let's give some gas, see what happens. It moves up to 102. You know, let me just get a data pid for engine speed. Actual engine speed. Okay, just so now, for you can see if you look at the engine speed, where is it? Actual engine speed right here. So now this is at this RPM, and we're gonna raise the RPM. So this is the exhaust. This is the two we're looking at, and you see they're off by 14 degrees. Killer. I'm gonna pull the solenoid out and see if it clicks. It's very easy to get to, I believe. All right, before the engine gets too warm. Wow, this car sings to you. So I definitely was wrong. It's not the same engine. I was mixing up with a 2.4 liter engine, which has the right over here has an intake solenoid. I mean, it has a VVT actuator built in, the electronic one. Well, let me see. The exhaust one's still in the same spot right away. Okay, great. So right here we have an exhaust solenoid. We got two wires to it. Two little push tabs holding that on. Just want to check the oil because these things are known to sludge even though it's a new engine. There's a little 10-meter bolt over here. Right over, I can't feel it. Right over here. The easiest way, I think, is just to bench test this thing out of the car. So I'm just going to get a socket. Okay. So I've got my socket, 10mm. Just pull this guy out. Here's the VV2 solenoid. It looks nice and clean. Alright, let me get some tools to test this thing. Alright, so here's my power probe. Let's hook this guy up. There's just a breakout kit. That should work. Okay, I'm gonna hook. Nope, I need a male to male adapter. We'll use this guy. Okay. I'll just see. It does click. Alright, it's working now. Let me plug it back in. It was working also. One time when I went one way, it felt like it wasn't working. So I'm going to put this in, and then I'm going to bi-directional control it. Let's see what we got. Let's plug it back in. Let's go check the SCAN tool now, see what we got. Alright, let's see if it's reading live data. Alright, so it's definitely still off. Alright, so let's go out of here. The engine doesn't sound great. Actuation test. Exhaust. Alright, let's see what happens. It says it's failed. Maybe because the engine light's back on. Let me see. Turn the key off, engine on. Let's clear the codes. Okay, now there's no trouble codes. Now let's try it again. Let's go back. Actuation test. Oh, it has to be ignition on, engine off. So let me go out of the car. We'll listen to it. Because there's no way for me to view the data while it's doing it. I might just have to jump it. Alright, it's definitely clicking. I'll stop that. So it definitely could click. That much we know. What else could I do? What else could I do? But I can't do it with it live. So let me disconnect this, and we'll see what default value it jumps to. Back. So it's still off. The question is the timing physically off? Okay, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna see if this VVT could actually move the engine. So alright, so we got it right here, it's at 101. Car stalls, it goes to -50. Okay. A known good vehicle here that we could just test data on just to make sure I'm right. And also, I could swap the part quickly to see if the oil control valve is bad. It's the easiest way I can think of. Wow, it even has around the same amount of miles. Probably another lease return. Just want to see the data before I jump in saying that it's a known good. Alright, car's running. Just select all those. Okay, yeah, see right here. 114,875, 114,875. Now, let me see, I get some gas. They go down. It's very hard for me to believe it's an oil control valve, but let's just try it. Alright, it looks exactly the same. Just gonna unplug this connector first, and then okay. There we go. The new one's much cleaner. We're still just going to pop it in. And we'll check the data, see if it got any better. Alright. So this is the known good. Alright, this is the one we're testing, and this is the known good. Okay, now let's plug in our scan tool and we'll check the data. Key on, exit, auto scan. 2019. Alright, scan. ECM, enter, read full code. Let's clear this full code. Clear full code, yes. No full codes. Back. Read data stream. Okay, graph. And it's still off. 114 and 102. This is telling me that this is just this car is out of timing. Nothing you can do about it. Maybe I'll just do a cam crank correlation. I don't see a point, so I'll have to think about that. But for now, it looks like it was just out of timing. There's nothing you can do about it. Just looking at Identifix here. So if we see this code, it says, verify the engine oil is clean and full, correct as necessary, that we did. Hook up a scan tool and monitor the intake and exhaust actual and desired camshaft position. And verify that the degrees match at idle. If the actual does not match at idle, the camshaft timing is likely off, which we assume, because ours does not match at idle. If the actual desired camshaft position match at idle, drive the vehicle and verify that the actual camshaft position changes as desired, or set point changes. If the desired changes but the actual didn't, move vent test the oil control valve, cycle the oil control valve on and off several times using power and ground to verify it fully opens and closes good. If the oil control valve opens and closes correctly, have a helper start the engine, and while you have the oil control valve out, if there is not full oil pressure out of the hole, there is likely a restricted oil passage or low oil pressure. If there is full oil pressure out of the hole, shut off the engine. Well, obviously, because it's gonna leak all over. If the oil flow and oil control valve test good, remove the valve cover and inspect the constant variable valve timing gear as described in the cylinder head repair section of the shop manual or direct hit. No one I know here is going to replace that, so if that's the bad, then you just put in used engines. Yeah, I don't know if that's the right thing, but that's what happens. So I just wanted to check to make sure there's something obvious I missed, and I don't see anything. The question is, should I waste my time scoping it? I really think not. Alright.